If you recognize even a few of these, you might have a higher IQ than you think. Even without an IQ test, here are some clues. These aren't obvious traits. They operate quietly in the background where most people never look, and as we go through them, they get a little stranger. Because the deeper intelligence goes, the less obvious it becomes. 1. You naturally look for better ways to do things. Even small tasks feel like puzzles your brain wants to optimize. 2. You lose interest once you understand something. Mastery feels satisfying, but repetition feels like a trap. 3. You explain things in simple terms without thinking. You strip away complexity because clarity feels natural to you. 4. You pick up on what's not being said. You notice tone, hesitation, and the gaps between words. 5. You mentally revisit past situations. Your brain replays moments not to dwell, but to refine. 6. You connect ideas from completely different areas. What seems unrelated to others feels obviously connected to you. 7. You feel comfortable sitting in silence with your thoughts. That quiet space is where your best ideas form. 8. You question your own opinions. Even when you're sure, part of you steps back and reevaluates. 9. You imagine outcomes before acting. Your brain runs scenarios, so reality rarely surprises you. And 10, this is where it gets interesting. Because this one is almost invisible from the outside. You know how to downplay your intelligence. You adjust yourself so others feel comfortable, not overwhelmed. Because real intelligence isn't about sounding smart. It's about making things make sense to others. And here's the truth most people miss. It's not loud, and it's rarely obvious. Highly intelligent people don't always feel intelligent. In fact, they often question themselves. So if you saw yourself in some of these, don't brush it off. There's more going on in your mind than you realize. The real question is, are you using that mind to its full potential? Or are you holding it back without knowing? Or are you still playing smaller than you think? Because underestimating yourself is the easiest mistake to make. Most people never question how their mind works. They just accept their thinking as normal and move on. They just react without thinking twice. Their decisions are fast, but not always accurate, but your brain doesn't work like that. It slows things down before making a move. It pauses, it analyzes, it rewinds. It checks patterns before committing to a conclusion. It looks for meaning where others see nothing. That's why you notice things people overlook. That's not overthinking. It's your brain going deeper than average. That's depth. And depth changes how you see everything. And depth often feels uncomfortable. Because you can't switch it off when you want to. Because you see more. You catch details others miss entirely. You notice more. Even the smallest inconsistencies stand out. You think, more. Your mind keeps going long after others stop. And sometimes, that feels like a burden. Like your brain doesn't have an off switch. But it's also your advantage. Because depth creates accuracy over time. Because while others move fast, they often miss what matters. You move accurately. You take your time, but you get it right. While others guess, you understand the system behind it. You understand, and that clarity compounds over time. And that difference? It separates surface thinking from real insight. It compounds over time. Small advantages build into massive ones. Small insights don't look like much at first. Turn into big advantages, especially when repeated consistently. So stop underestimating yourself. You're likely more capable than you realize. You don't always need proof. Your patterns are already the proof. You don't need permission. You just need to trust your thinking. You just need awareness. Because awareness changes everything. Because once you see it, your perspective shifts permanently. You can't unsee it. And that's where real growth begins. Which one hit you the most? Be honest with yourself here. Drop the number in the comments. Let's see how many think this way. Subscribe for more real psychology insights. If this made you think differently, you're exactly who this channel is for.